Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm going to be matching Taylor Swift songs with Stephen King books. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is a little bit different than the stuff that I usually record, but my sister kind of came up with this idea and was like telling me to make a TikTok about it, and I said, nah, I can do a YouTube video. I have a lot of ideas, so we're gonna do it. I have not really talked about it, I don't think, but I am a big Swiftie. I'm actually wearing my Midnights t-shirt as I film this video. So I thought it would be super fun to match some Taylor Swift lyrics, songs with some Stephen King books because those are two of my favorite people in the whole world. So let's just do it, yeah? So I'm gonna do these in order of silly on the nose into ones that I'm actually like, yes, yes, yes. So with that, let's get started. First, we have to go with Christine for Getaway Car from the album Reputation. A getaway car. Most people will know, but Christine is about a car that kind of comes to life and is evil. And Getaway Car is not really about that, but it has the word car in the title of the song, so I was like, fits, beautiful, love it, done. The second book I chose is Firestarter, and for that I chose the very, very on-the-nose song, Sparks Fly, from the album Speak Now. Sparks fly. So this really doesn't have anything to do with the plot of Firestarter, except for the fact that she starts fires and this has the word sparks in it. I swear after this they're going to get better and make more sense. You just gotta hang in there. I just thought it was too funny to not add Firestarter Sparks Fly. I mean, come on. If you don't know, Firestarter is about a little girl who has the ability to start fires with her brain, and she gets kind of picked up by this government agency, if I recall correctly. I read it a long time ago. But yeah, she's just an innocent in the situation, but she has pyrokinesis. Pretty good book. I really enjoyed it. The next book I chose was The Stand, and for that I chose Holy Ground from Red. So the reason I picked this for The Stand is because The Stand is all about a pandemic, as most people know, that wipes out like almost all the population. So those that survived all kind of band together and it becomes like a battle between good and evil. But the people that survive the pandemic are all either called to Randall Flagg, who is the Walking Man, or the Man in Black. He has like several aliases throughout the book, and then the Dark Tower series, which he is like the villain in. Or they're called to Mother Abigail, who lives in Nebraska, and she's just this really, really old woman who they kind of think of her home as like a holy place, and this is where they're like being called to in their dreams. And so I thought Holy Ground was a really good one for The Stand for that reason. The next book is It, and the song I chose was Out of the Woods from 1989. The reason I picked this song for It is because of those lyrics that I just played, which is, but the monsters turned out to be just trees. When the sun came up, you were looking at me, because they kind of all go, back to Derry as adults and take down It. It takes on the personification of our greatest fears, and by not fearing them, it's kind of just, I don't know, this lyric just spoke to me for this book and definitely reminded me of kind of how it ends when it's just like, are we done with this yet? Are we out of the woods? It just made perfect sense with that song for me. The next book that I picked is On Writing, and the song I chose was Hey Stephen from Fearless. So this just seemed a little too perfect. Because Taylor has a song called Hey Stephen, and we're talking about Stephen King, this just seemed so perfect. Here are the lyrics that I chose to go together. Hey Stephen, I know looks can be deceiving, but I know it's all I knew. So I thought that part was really cool because she's saying like, hey Stephen King, in my opinion. Looks can be deceiving, but I know I saw a light in you because he's always writing horror. But this is a really personal book for him, and it's really cool how he uses his own story and also makes this book kind of like a manual on how he writes. So I just think that's really cool. And like, it was just, how was I not going to pick this for something? There's also like a funny clip from some talk show, I can't recall, some late night show where Taylor actually says that she wrote this about Stephen King. So it was just, it writes itself. The next one that I came up with was Billy Summers, and the song is Vigilante Shit from Midnights. I don't dress for villains or for innocence. So this was just so perfect because Billy Summers is kind of a hitman, but he only kills bad guys in his like retirement, which he's sort of in at this point. And that's like pretty much what a vigilante does. So I just thought, perfect. Billy Summers is one of those books that is kind of underrated. I mean, a lot of people don't like it because it's not King's normal sort of book. It is a crime novel more than anything else, but I loved it. It's great. Okay, we're getting into the deep cuts, the good ones now. So next is Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining, all about Danny Torrance, all grown up. He goes by Dan now. And I picked the song This Is Me Trying from the album Folklore. So this one kind of speaks for itself if you know the story. So at the beginning of the book, Dan is recovering from alcoholism. He is in AA and he's just trying to get his life together. And, you know, that's one thing, and just everything he's gone through in his life as a child with his dad. And so I just loved how this portrayed like the fact that he's trying so hard just to like get by and live a normal life and deal with his alcoholism. The next one is The Shining, and I chose Antihero from Midnights. This song is just a perfect match because Jack Torrance is the ultimate anti-hero. He's doing bad stuff, but you can't help but feel bad for him and just, you know, he's so self-destructive. It's terrible and so sad to watch. The Shining is one of my favorite books and definitely one of my favorite Stephen King books. And yeah, Jack Torrance is such an interesting character, the way he is written, and just overall, he really is just the epitome of an anti-hero. The next one I did was Misery, and the song I chose was Mastermind from Midnights. What if I told you none of it was accidental, and the first night that you saw me, nothing was gonna stop me? So Misery is, you know, the story of Paul Sheldon and Annie Wilkes, and he gets into a really bad car accident in the snowy mountains in Colorado, and Annie is his biggest fan and saves him. But does she? Because she basically holds him captive and nobody knows where he is because his car crashed in the snow, and so it got immediately covered by more snow. So nobody really knows he's gone. And it is just really interesting the way this song is almost, it's creepy how much this song works for Misery. And when you think about the song the way it was meant to be, like, thought of, and the way it's like Taylor had in mind, I'm sure, it's a love song. And it when you think of it in terms of Misery, it really goes a different way. You should definitely go and listen to this whole song and just think about Misery and think about how creepy this little connection is that I've found. And the very last one, number 10, is Carrie, and I chose the song Look What You Made Me Do from Reputation. As we all know, Carrie is about a girl who is really weird, raised by a super religious mother who kind of makes her into an outcast at school, and she gets asked to the prom by the most popular guy because his girlfriend feels really bad for Carrie and wants to like kind of make up for her friends being really terrible to Carrie throughout all of high school. And, you know, she goes to prom and gets pig's blood dumped on her when she wins prom queen, and then she just sets the entire town on fire. I mean, I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, but this book's been out since like 1970 something, so I think you kind of missed the boat on that one anyways. But I mean, look what you made me do. It's perfect, and it's like the ultimate revenge song, and that's kind of how Carrie ends. I thought it was great. I thought it was perfect. So obviously couldn't play you very much of these songs because I just, you know, I'm new on YouTube. I don't need to be making copyright mistakes, but you should definitely go and check out the full versions and see if you agree with my analysis, with my choices, and I would love to know what you guys think. If you've ever thought of any certain songs that remind you of certain books or the other way around, I would love to hear, especially if it's Stephen King or especially if it's Taylor Swift, because those are two of my very, very favorite things in the whole world. So yeah, drop me a comment down below. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you would subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!